Hello, my name is Ty Alvarez, and I'm a construction project manager. I work for the Embrey construction team, and my current project is 7600 Broadway. The project is located in the heart of San Antonio, in one of the prime locations close to the San Antonio airport, close to two major highways, and across the street from a major shopping center. 7600 Broadway is a massive project. It is a multi-use project, which means that it will include apartments in addition to office spaces for lease. It will also contain amenities for the residents, and it will also have a parking garage. When I was in high school, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do. However, I did know that I was very interested in the sciences and engineering. And what helped me decide ultimately was an internship that I had. I originally thought that I would become a structural engineer and design bridges, but I ended up with an internship in construction management. And through that internship, I was able to realize how fun construction is. And I love the idea of having the mix of being in the office, but also being able to venture onto the job site and actually see the project being built. So I highly encourage trying to obtain an internship while you're in college. It's very important to see it firsthand. Sometimes you may enjoy the classes, but the career path is very different when you're out in the field. So I highly encourage internships in order to see what the actual day-to-day job is like. Being in college, it's interesting because you never know where you're going to end up. I encourage being flexible and open-minded. For me, I went to school at Penn State, which is in Pennsylvania, and I had dreams of building in a big city. So my path took me to New York City. I worked in New York City for about 10 years, and I was able to build high-rise buildings in Manhattan and a variety of projects. And that was very inspiring to me to be able to work on challenging projects, especially in a big city such as New York City. And ultimately, I ended up in San Antonio, which is an amazing city. It's a big city with a small town vibe. So that's what attracted me to San Antonio. Great weather, great people, very friendly. And so I sought out opportunities outside of New York and ultimately landed in San Antonio because what drew me here was this company, Embrey. They've been around for over 45 years, and they're well established, and I felt like my values were in line with their values. They put their people first, not only their employees, but the people in their communities. And they create places where people want to be, where people want to work, and where people want to live. So as you're going through your process, it's just as important for you to interview the company as it is for the company to interview you. So ask important questions. Ask what your day-to-day life would look like. Ask what your hours are going to be. What I encourage is to take advantage of the opportunities, ask questions, try to shadow people in the industry. Internships are amazing for learning the actual ins and outs of the job. For me, coming onto a job site, I realized there was so much to be learned. And even 13 years later, I'm still constantly learning every day. And it's important not to be shy and to ask the questions. There really is no such thing as a stupid question, especially in an industry like construction, when there's so much variety in the types of buildings that can be built, in the construction equipment, the engineering terms, and it's just a very diverse field to be in. I just also want to mention, besides the obvious project manager, superintendent track, there's a whole team behind a construction site. So we have estimators, we have a purchasing department that writes up contracts, there are accountants, there are people in the finance division, lawyers that help mitigate our risk. We have investors that are interested in the project and interested in investing in those communities. So there is a whole world of people that are behind making this building. So there's many opportunities. So don't feel that you are pigeonholed into one career path only. It takes a whole team of people to create a project such as 7600 Broadway. So the development team will go out and scout prime locations where people would love to live. The construction team brings those drawings and those sketches to fruition, and they actually go out and build the project per the plans and specs. Then we also have an investment team, which obviously invests in the community and the project. And then ultimately, we have a management team which will lease the spaces and make sure that everything is running smoothly once the project is completed. Not only that, but in construction, the beautiful thing about it is that many people here have gone through college and either have a degree in engineering or architecture, but there's also many people that came up from the trades. They came up as a carpenter and now they're running the company, or they worked with their hands physically and through that realized that they wanted to become a superintendent and run the crews in the field. So there's many different opportunities out there in construction. I personally love working in construction because it's a dynamic environment. It's something different every day. So I will usually come into work and I'll have a list of items that I intend to get done, and then there's always extra activities that come up, extra challenges that pop up in the fields which are fun to solve. The best part is being able to solve it with a team of great people. And it keeps it interesting to know that there's so much variety, and it's not the same thing every day. So thank you for your time. I just would like to remind you to keep studying, keep your grades up, apply for internships, try to take full advantage of the opportunities available to you. If you can shadow someone in the industry, that would be great. Reach out to someone on social media, on LinkedIn platforms. And most importantly, try to volunteer in your community. It's important to give back, and that kind of thing goes a long way when looking for potential jobs in the future.